This is a demo of the new WordPress for Toastmasters sign up and agenda management system. This is available now in sort of a beta form on the toastmasters.org website for any clubs that have their websites hosted there. And it's much faster and more responsive and flexible. It gives you a little bit of a break from having to learn as much about the WordPress backend when all you really want to do is sign up for roles or manage your agenda. So if you want to sign up for a role, you click Take a Role, and your name will appear next to it. If you want to reset to open so that somebody else can take that, you can do that. And each of these, as sort of before, has a prompt to, if you signed up for this, can you sign up for the next meeting too? Try and keep members engaged. But we can easily move into this edit mode where I'm acting as the Toastmaster of the day or the VPE and assigning somebody else to a specific role. I can update the welcome note on my agenda. All right, so now that is updated. I also have the suggest mode where I can nominate somebody else to take a specific role. So I'm not assigning it to them without asking them first. I'm just sending them a note saying I'm nominating you for a role. I can see when they last did it. You haven't done in almost a year. So the idea here is to make it easy for people to say yes. So we'll click here and it says that the message has now been sent. Another thing that is important in this scheme is we have the ability to organize all these different roles. And so we can move speakers up and down on the list. We can move entire roles up. So if I usually do table topics and then do my speakers, I can say I want to move that role down. And it moves on down. And now Topics Master comes after Toastmaster, after the speeches on the agenda. We can see this maybe a little bit clearly if we go back to the sign-up roles. So we have the signups for all these speakers, and then we have the topic master. And on our agenda, that's our printable agenda or the agenda version of the agenda that we can email out, it would be the same order. Also in this organized mode, if I want to insert something new, maybe I want to add a new role. We can pick any of the standard ones, or we can say this is a custom role. And from now on, we're going to have a tip of the day at the beginning of the meeting. And we're only going to have one of those, but we're going to allow 5 minutes for it. And when I add that, now we see tip of the day on the agenda. If I decide that we need to keep that shorter, we can ratchet that down to maybe 3 minutes. And that will be updated on our agenda going forward. If we make a lot of adjustments to this particular meeting and we decide we want this to be the model for our events going forward, well, I can go into this template and options screen. I can take the changes I made to this particular meeting agenda and make that my template for future meetings. And once I do that, I get this prompt to create update content. Some of you who've been working with the system for a while have been through this. This is where you decide whether to update all of the events or selected ones. If I want to update all of them, I can just check them off and they will all change. But really, most of the time, what I want to be able to do more smoothly is just rearrange things on the agenda, get everybody assigned to roles. So if I'm going through my speaker roles and I start assigning these out, put in the speaker details, of course, path and level and project, and fill in title. So I'll save that. And then maybe we find out that this person needs to leave early, and so we want to make them the first speaker. So we'll move this one to the top. And so now we have that as speaker number 1. Also, if we perhaps develop gaps in the agenda. So if I move this down, and now we have speaker number 1, nobody for speaker number 2, and then we have speaker number 3, which happens quite a bit. We can just click this button called Close Gaps, and it will close up the gaps so that we have speaker 1, speaker 2, and nothing in between. And that'll do that with the backup speaker role as well. Again, if we decide we really want to reorder things and that we need to do table topics first before speakers, we have the flexibility to do that. We can decide that we need to delete a particular role. And so where's that tip of the day? Well, maybe this isn't working out. We decide we don't have time for that anymore. So we can take that off our agenda. It asks me to confirm that I really want to delete it, and it's gone. And also here we have this running tally of the amount of time that we're taking up with these different activities, so that we can see if our meeting is timed out to end on time. And if we need to add more or less time to different activities, we can do that. So there's still things about this I want to make better. This is sort of being released as an early demo version for you to try out and to give feedback on. I'm asking some people who are good with the styling of web forms and web elements to give me some feedback on the styling of things so that we can make it look more attractive. We can make all the labels of things as clear as possible. But this is pretty exciting. This also opens up the technology that I'm using actually can be used to create mobile apps. So people have been asking for me a while if we could have a mobile app for people to sign up for roles, and that might be very possible in a little while. But first, let's get this version working. Thanks very much for your time. Check it out.